Hey everyone, this is Lady T with Lady T Speaks, where I bring you the latest in hip hop, R&B, and entertainment news. In hip hop news, Tekashi 6ix9ine, the rapper from New York, who was in prison for some time now, is said to be home on house arrest as of Thursday. And I got the information from CNN. Let me read this article to you. So Tekashi 6ix9ine will serve the rest of his sentence at home because of the coronavirus. Tekashi 6ix9ine was released from federal prison Thursday after his attorney said the rapper's asthma made him vulnerable to the novel coronavirus. The rapper, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, will serve the rest of his sentence at home, his defense attorney Lance Lazaro told CNN. His release comes about 4 months before Hernandez would have completed his 2 year sentence. He was sentenced last year on charges related to gang activity in New York, but received a reduced sentence after cooperating with federal investigators and informing on his former gang associates. And y'all remember it was the Nine Trey Gangster Blood Gang. The rapper is not the only inmate to be released amid the coronavirus pandemic. In recent weeks, there's been a national push for the release of at risk inmates as the number of coronavirus cases grows inside correctional facilities. U.S. Attorney General William Barr directed leaders of the federal prison system late last month to increase home confinement for inmates. Lazaro filed a letter in federal court on March the 22nd asking that his client be released to avoid the risk of contracting COVID 19. Lazaro reiterated in another letter on March 31st that Tekashi has severe asthma and was recently hospitalized for bronchitis, making him vulnerable to coronavirus. New York District Judge Paul Engelmeyer denied the request, stating he did not have the authority to grant the request. For Tekashi, the judge said, should instead seek compassionate release from the Bureau of Prisons. But the judge also indicated the sentence would have been different if he had known of the coming pandemic and the threat it posed to people with asthma like Tekashi. Had the court known that sentencing Mr. Hernandez to serve the final 4 months of his term in a federal prison would have exposed him to a heightened health risk, Engelmeyer wrote in the order, the court would have directed that these 4 months be served instead in home confinement. But the BOP also denied the request because Tekashi is not in its custody. He is technically in the care of U.S. Marshal Service in a private prison. So Lazaro went back to the judge, arguing Engelmeyer did, in fact, have the authority to order Tekashi's release, a claim backed by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, which prosecuted Hernandez's case. U.S. Attorney Geoffrey S. Berman wrote in a letter to Engelmeyer that the court would have the authority to reduce the sentence if it found extraordinary and compelling reasons related to the defendant's health. City federal law. Additionally, Berman wrote the government does not oppose a compassionate release for Hernandez. So this is pretty much what happened. Because they're releasing a lot of other inmates that they're saying they're not at risk, like people who are not violent offenders, things like that. They wanted to place him in that category. And because the lawyer kept fighting for him, he's home on house arrest. Here's my question to you all. Now, you know he got the $10 million record deal. Do you think that this was the reason why they released him, even though they're saying it's because he had asthma and he's more vulnerable to get COVID 19? Do you think that he's going to be a larger rap artist now since he's been released? Because he probably has in his home a recording studio, so he can push out records one right after the other. And like I said, he got the $10 million deal. So I think that he's going to be a much larger star than he was before he went to prison. Even though, quote unquote, allegedly, by street terms, he's a rat. But that's not going to matter to people because people love these kinds of stories. So I think that Takashi is really going to make a whole lot of money for himself and for others. I don't believe he's going to have to go into the witness protection program. I don't feel like his life is going to be in danger because the record company, in my opinion, is sort of like a mob. Like if they gave you a contract, you're gonna give them what they're asking for, and I believe that they will protect him. So those are just this my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but that's just my opinion. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you all posted. But Takashi is home on house arrest. What do you all think about that? All right, this is Lady T. Lady T speaks. Talk to you all soon. Stay safe out there. Take care.